Nathan had been having the same dream for years now. He dreamed of her. He saw the details of her face clearly, felt how her hair tickled his face, heard her voice, and smelt her, too. Her blue eyes looked at him like no one else ever had, and her smile drove him insane. Nathan woke and breathed heavily. He didn't get up quickly because he was remembering details from the dream. It had been over 10 years since he had lost her. But a day had not gone by all those years that he didn't remember her. Nathan dreamed of becoming a doctor since he was a kid. So when he graduated from school, he immediately got into a medical university. It was his first day. 15 minutes after the lecture began, a girl came in, apologized for being late, and sat next to Nathan. "I hope the seat isn't taken," she said to him. He turned to answer but didn't remember anything after that. Nathan knew he just fell in love. He didn't avert his eyes from her for the rest of the lecture. During their break, Nathan found her in the cafeteria and asked if he could join her. She smiled. Her name was Lilly. He asked to walk her home that day. To her palace, actually. Lilly came from a very wealthy family and lived in a mansion. But what about Nathan? Well, Nathan's parents were simple people, and he could only get into university thanks to scholarships. Nathan's feelings were mutual. The young couple was inseparable from then on. When they weren't together, they called each other and talked for hours. They made plans for the future, dreamed of getting married right after university, and treating people and saving lives. Nathan's parents were happy that their son found a partner. Lilly went to their home many times. His parents liked her, and they saw how the two of them were crazy for each other. But Lily's parents, as soon as her father heard his daughter was dating someone, he said he had other plans for her. She would get married when he said so, and to who he said. He told her to forget about Nathan. Lilly ran to her room in tears to call Nathan and tell him everything. Nathan couldn't believe Lily's father was making these kinds of decisions. "Don't worry, we'll think of something," he said to calm her down. He then added, "We can get married in secret from your parents. Then they can't do anything." Nathan couldn't imagine what would happen next. He got up, took a shower, and went to work. He loved his job. He loved people and did everything he could to help them. Each healthy patient made Nathan proud, and each untreated sick person made him suffer. Nathan gave everything to his work because it distracted him from his sad, heavy thoughts and memories. Today, he was the attending. He had 3 simple surgeries scheduled. Then he was to remain in the hospital in case something happened. After the surgeries, Nathan went to the break room to get a coffee and rest. He sat and read a patient's medical history when a nurse suddenly ran in and said he was needed immediately. They had brought a girl from a car crash who needed surgery. Nathan rushed to the OR. The woman's face was soaked in blood. She had several serious breaks and a concussion. The surgery lasted several hours. When Nathan finally finished, he looked at his patient's face to say everything went well and she would be able to run again soon, but his voice caught in his throat. He wiped his eyes, thinking he was seeing things because of working so long, but the longer he looked, the more he understood. It was her. It was Lilly, the woman he saw every day in his dreams. While Lilly was out of it, Nathan didn't leave her side. When she finally came to, the first face she saw was Nathan's. She got scared, but he said that it was him. But what he heard next shocked him. When he told Lilly she got in a car accident but was now going to be okay, she cried and said, "Nathan, why did you save me? He's still going to kill me. He'll find me and finish what he started." "What do you mean? Who will find you?" he asked, surprised. "My husband. He decided to kill me. He failed this time, but he'll definitely finish what he started," she said with tears in her eyes. "Tell me everything from the beginning." Lilly nodded. That day, all those years ago, when they planned to marry in secret, Lily's father overheard everything. After that, he went into her room. "I wanted to play nice, but it seems you didn't understand. So now I'll tell you clearly what will happen. You can marry this guy in secret if you want to, but if you do, he'll be found dead a week later in a dumpster or a ditch. You understand the time we live in. He was walking and it was late. Someone tried to rob him. He resisted, was beaten, and didn't make it. You'll be a widow and then still marry who I tell you to. You can change this. You can skip this unwanted marriage and death of your beloved." Lilly couldn't believe what she heard or that her own father would say this. She cried the whole night and agreed to what he wanted in the morning. When she wasn't at class the next day and didn't answer her phone, Nathan immediately went to her house after the lectures. Her father came out and said his daughter was a smart, obedient girl and agreed that she would no longer talk to Nathan. Lilly would get married the next week. If Nathan tried to keep in touch and wouldn't leave her alone, he might lose one of his parents. Nathan saw her a few days later when she went to university with her father to get her documents. He went up to her, but she quietly showed him her wedding ring, turned away, and got in the car. Nathan then swore to himself to never remember Lilly again. But no matter how hard Nathan focused on his studies and then work, he never forgot her. He thought about her for over 10 years. Lilly's father had her marry the son of his future business partner, Mark. He was an arrogant, spoiled narcissist. He was handsome, but that may have been his only positive quality. Of course, neither Lilly nor Mark felt anything for each other. It turned out Mark was a poker player. He could lose massive amounts of money in a single evening. When he lost and came home, he took his anger and frustration out on Lilly. His insults soon turned into physical abuse. Lilly complained to her father one day that Mark beats her, but he told her not to make things up. He met him in the office every day and said Mark was an amazing young man. Lilly was to have a baby and take care of it. Otherwise, she would imagine all these things from boredom. She understood no one would help her. She made her peace that she'd live in hell until she died. After 4 years of marriage, her father died. She was happy that she could finally escape, but he thought of everything. He gave the company to Mark, but he could only be in charge as long as he was married to Lilly. Mark wanted to get it all, but also wanted to be free, so he decided to get rid of his wife. He decided to organize an accident. That's how Lilly got into the crash. That's where Lilly finished, and Nathan sat numb for several minutes. This poor woman had gone through so much suffering, so much pain, so much grief. "Lilly, you're safe now. I promise I won't let anyone hurt you. I'll be back once everything's arranged," Nathan said and left the room. Nathan saw several men in the area that looked like guards. They said they were looking for a woman who was brought after a car crash. He said she died on the table and her relatives could examine the body and take it home later. The guards were happy with what they heard. There was a woman's body in the morgue who was homeless and no one was looking for her. Her face was disfigured, so Nathan decided to use her as Lilly. With the help of grateful patients, Nathan made Lilly new documents and immediately married her. She took his last name. Nathan took a job in a different state that he was offered a week prior. They could hide there. They lived happily together and raised 4 children. Mark lost everything in poker, so to get some money back, he started doing some illegal things and was arrested. He never got out and died in prison.